Now, point 44.
Okay, so let me just say this on
Hammer
43 here. Now, a peacemaker is going to come in and make peace. Now, you don't, well, I'm just going to grab him by the head. And, in Oklahoma, we don't wrestle. I grew up as a wrestler, okay? Walking on my hands, around the gymnasium, doing 800 push-ups a day. We did all that stuff as wrestlers, okay? And so it's not about wrestling down and making some peace. It's using some skills to get people to make it safe for there to be conflict jumping all around, I mean, think about the people you love the most. Do you ever disagree with them? Of course you do. Okay, what happens? You guys just split up forever? Well, maybe sometimes you do, but when you learn to increase your skills, you learn to stay together. I don't always agree with myself. Okay?
Yeah.
And so it's a matter of saying, listen, let's disagree, but let's disagree agreeably. We may even raise our voice, we may pound our fists, but let's not allow ourselves to be completely shut down from that because of poor role models here. Let's lean into this and let's make peace. Let's really talk through the elephants in the room and escort them out of the room so that we can have clear communication.
I thought an excellent example of this, and I don't ever like to talk politics, but I thought an excellent example here. I watched the debate with President Obama going against Mitt Romney there, and they're talking. And one of the things I thought was great is even though there was some serious animosity in the room, they're like, "Well, my great friend, President Obama, I'd like to challenge you on that point." And my great colleague or my great friend and great businessman, Mr. Romney, I'd like to question. And they would always call each other my great friend, and they'd always keep a smile on their face. And if you noticed in any of the debates that ever happened when the candidates were not smiling, a spirit of discord would begin, a spirit of animosity, and then it got chippy, and then whoever was the chippy one always lost. So I think it's important when you're if you're in these arguments, make sure you keep a smile on your face, make sure you keep it above board. Let's make sure we don't do name calling. Let's focus on the problem, not the person.
Right.
So it's not
Very
like,
good.
Tim, I don't like you as a person, and now let's talk about the issue. It's more about here's the issue, and I'm not talking about you as a person. Just here, I don't agree on that point.
So it's very, very important. A lot of times people will get emotional during a peacekeeping session, and they will want to go off subject and make this whole drama of the emotion. And so as a leader, as the owner of that business here, you say, listen, I understand this is an emotional time now, and you may even pause for a little bit. Be comfortable with a little uncomfortable. Be comfortable with a little silence. Allow them to do what they want. Says, okay, now what I want to do is I want us to get us back on track on what we're talking about. Let's address this elephant that's still sitting here between us. Let's address this and let's work it through. And
now,
very, very important.
Now, point 44, and I believe this one's in dedication. You remember the Niners, the San Francisco 49ers, back in like '89 when the Joe Montana's there?
Joe Montana.
I believe there was a guy who ran the ball named Tom Rathman. I could be wrong. Google it. I might be off. But I believe he wore number 44. And if he did, then I'm going to dedicate it to him. It is, are frustrations and disappointments your friends or your foes, Tom Rathman?
Okay, so how you look at life. I teach a lot of leadership and bring this into organizations and help create a leadership culture, and a lot of this that we're talking about here. This whole what I like to say, leadership development is really the process of improving your looks. How many here want to improve your looks? We'd say, how many looked in the mirror and you like what you saw, and sometimes the crowd will just go crazy. Well, I'm talking about leadership is really improving your looks. It's not how you look in the mirror, but how you're looking at what you're looking at. And you have experienced a lot of frustrations and disappointments. You will experience frustrations and disappointments. I'm going to go so far as to say you haven't even experienced the worst frustration or the worst disappointment yet. How's that for really building you up on this? And I'm just saying, is how you look at that, is you look at that like pain in your body. You think, oh, this is horrible, I got pain in my body. Your pain is your nervous system alerting you for change that needs to happen. And so your frustrations and disappointments, although it may be hurtful, although you may be crying on it, although you feel like you're down in the dumps on it, if you look at it as your friend to say, my friend is telling me what I really need to know right now so I can look and think and take the right action towards that.